Hey guys, right. I just wanted to do this quick video to it's mainly for clients of the gym. It's mainly for people at the gym to let you know that this week I'm not so well at the minute. I've got basically an issue with my eye. I've got uveitis in my eye. So and it's excruciating. It's not so bad right at the minute, but it kind of comes in waves, especially in the evening for some reason. It's really intensifies, the pain really intensifies. But as I said, it's mainly for gym members, but I wanted to post it on my personal profile just because I think there's a couple of little things we're going to go through in here that might help a few people shift their perspective on a few things. So yeah, for members of the gym, this week Andrew and Aaron might be covering a few more sessions, and a couple might have to be cancelled if they can't cover them, but I'll keep you updated in the members group about that. And yeah, basically this started last weekend when I went camping. It started to get a little bit red, and I just kind of like ignored it a bit, and I was like, it'll be all right. And then I went to bed that night, and then woke up, and it was all right after that. And then it got worse again the next day, and then it got better again. And then I was at the gym and speaking to clients and stuff, and they was like, oh, you need to go to the doctors and get that looked at. And I was like, nah, it'd be all right. I just need to clean up my diet and, you know, have some herbs and stuff and sleep well, and it will clear itself up. And then it started getting worse and worse. And then towards the end of the week, I've had to go to the hospital and get some antibiotics for it. And yeah, it got quite bad. So maybe I should have listened to them, the people that told me to go to the doctors. So that's the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about is anytime you find yourself being defensive about something, anytime you find the need to defend yourself, it's because you're not certain. It's because you're not sure. Okay, and I knew this before, like you know this stuff, but it's hard to really pick up on stuff when you're actually doing it. As I say all the time, like to people, if only we could do everything we know we should do, how different would our lives be, right? So yeah, anytime you find yourself defending yourself, it's because the mental position you're holding, the opinion that you're holding, you're not 100% certain on. When you're 100% certain and sure, you don't need to defend yourself, do you? So try to be hyper aware of when that defensive energy comes up, and it's hard to notice in the moment. Sometimes you can only notice it retrospectively, looking back at your behaviour a few minutes ago or the day before or whatever. But usually other people are quite good at pointing out when you're being defensive. It's just you're not quite as good as becoming aware of it when it's actually happening. So try that as a little practice. Notice when you are becoming defensive about something and ask yourself, you know, am I completely certain about the position that I'm defending? Am I completely sure about it? And if you're finding the need to defend it, the answer is probably no. So, and that's the definition of being closed-minded, right? Holding on to your opinions, your beliefs, your prejudice, and clinging on to that. And we need to practice letting go of that shit so we can be more open-minded and have constructive and beneficial dialogues with other people, so we can learn more about our own minds and evolve, basically. So that's kind of one little nugget I've learned from this whole malarkey with my eye. And yeah, the other one is obviously just don't take for granted, you know, just the simple stuff. Like, how often do you say, wow, I'm so lucky I can see? How often do you and really mean it? How often do you really appreciate the fact that you have your eyesight and you have a capable, able body and all the other stuff that you have and you got for free when you were born? You know, as I've said before, we don't tend to value the things that we get for free. Like, you've got the heart beating in your chest, God knows how many times a day, and you never had to do anything for that. You got that gifted to you when you were born. How often do you just sit and be grateful for that? So that's the other thing that I've really kind of focused on. And another thing is the pain, because it's been excruciating. Like, some evenings it's been so bad, it feels like my eye's going to explode. It feels like stabbing pains in my eyes, really. And I've got quite a high pain threshold, and this has been really intense. And I've learnt a lot from that as well, like my relationship with pain. And when you're in pain, there's two parts to it. There's the actual physical sensation of here's the pain, and then there's your mental complaining about it and the narration about the pain, which often exacerbates it and puts more and more focus on the pain, and it intensifies the pain. So I've sat and done a lot of work when the pain's been there. It's been there, like last night, it was there for probably until about 3 in the morning. I was struggling to sleep with the intense pain. It's almost like a cramping in my eye, like sharp piercing pains, and noticing that the narration about it and the complaining and the wishing it wasn't so. And I started to try to flip that round and just really focus on the fact that it will pass. Everything passes. Now, everything, nothing is permanent. Everything will pass eventually. So this pain will pass too. So let me learn as much as I can from this pain right now. And what I got from it, I was thinking, like, once all this is over and my eyes healed and I'm back to kind of normal life and whatever, all the small things that I would put off or be unwilling to experience, the small little uncomfortable sensations. Say for instance, like if you have a bit of a craving for something or a desire for something, and rather than sitting with that uncomfortable feeling and not giving into it and caving into it, you cave into it usually. So if I can sit with the pain of feeling my eye's going to pop, I can sit with the uncomfortable feeling of wanting something and not actually acting out on that, not actually following through with it. So that's and just things like when you're in the gym and stuff and you're kind of being a bit, you can't really be asked. This kind of like getting past that as well, getting past the uncomfortable feeling in the gym and pushing yourself and discovering what your actual true potential is, rather than what your perceived potential is, because usually they're two different things. So yeah, there's loads of little things that I've kind of like reflected on over the last few days in the week, and there are a few of them, so I thought I'd share them in a video. But the number one thing is just really notice that we are all just worm food waiting. One day we'll all be in the dirt, so just like appreciate the fact that you're alive. just look and appreciate the fact you're alive, because one day this won't be here. So ask that person on a date that you've wanted to ask on a date. Quit that job that's stressing you out. Make them tough decisions and sit with them uncomfortable feelings that you've made, and trust that they will pass and everything will be all right. And the last thing you want is regrets when you're on your deathbed. So yeah, all right. Have a good day, guys. See you in a bit.